free, I'm a man on fire. I'll tell you, you know, it's one thing to kind of get the brochure and to go on the internet and this and that, but when a guy like you, who's played in a huge orchestra, done all these incredible things, and then you pick it up here and take this thing to a whole new world. This is so exciting. So exciting. Here's my question to you. You had an opportunity to listen to me talk before the interview and all of that stuff. What are some of your feelings now that you've heard what we're trying to achieve at these museums and Mayan calendars and sound effects to artwork, and I'm just trying to get some of your feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that the potential is almost unlimited for kids who have pursued you know, excellence in their woodwind playing. If they were exposed to what an instrument like this would allow them to do, and the technology was made available to them, I think we're on the, you know, on the precipice of a bold new world of musical adventures. You know, by virtue of people like you who are making the sound effects orchestra a reality, and the technology that makes it even more accessible, and the results can be, you know, just phenomenal. I think it's just really exciting to see these two things come together and make this possible.
Now, I know you're on camera, you're on the spot. It'd be just like talking to Kobe Bryant live after one of the games. Could you actually see yourself performing with the Sound Effects Orchestra as a guest?
I'm sure that that we could come up with something to do. Absolutely.
Because
that would be exciting.
I know out there in music world you'd like to see this guy again. I mean, oh, Avery, it's so exciting, and on behalf of everyone out there in Kids Talk Radio world, I can't thank you enough, especially to take the time to tell us those little behind the scenes kinds of things that we would never get to hear about the science, the technology, the engineering, mathematics, that, you know, and I know this is just the tip of the iceberg.
It really is. I tried to keep it, you know, at a level where it was fairly accessible, but it can get very, very sophisticated and very complicated and very complex. But that's the beauty of it, you know. There are no limits, just like there are no limits on the ability of a kid to take a musical instrument and become a virtuoso. You know, the technological virtuosos are out there as well.
Well, you know, I know in the real world of saxophones, it's tough, you know, to make your first sound. It's tough to get tone quality. You know, when I spoke to Kenny G, I said, Kenny, how long does it take? You know, and then he told me, hey, I practice 2 hours a day every day. So I said, okay. And then he said, 20 years. He said it took 20 years to be a musician. So I remembered that. Now, I've got this electronic instrument. It doesn't seem like it's going to take me 20 years to make a decent sound.
Oh, you can make a decent sound instantly. You know, just you don't have to do anything, but just...
So this,
hold it up. To produce that kind of sound on an acoustic instrument would take many, many weeks of practice. But in order to play a scale, now that's going to take some more time, and then to play that scale in any key, and then to play it over many octaves, that's going to take some time.
Now you're a trombone player. You should not be sounding that good. I mean, you should not be sounding that good on that scale. Coming from trombone, you know, you've got a total different armature setup. And then all of a sudden, would you play that for me one more time?
Well, I can, you know. I'm a little out of practice, actually. I should be able to do that better than that.
But the tone quality's so nice. I mean, so your tone...
Oh, and I can make it sound like anything, you know. I can make it sound like, a violin or a tuba or a French horn or a trumpet, or something maybe you've never really heard before. Here's a sound called a flowbow.
A flowbow.
It's kind of a cross between a flute and an oboe.
Okay, wait a minute. Before you play it, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first on Kids Talk Radio, the flowbow. Avery, on behalf of everybody out there in Kids Talk Radio land, I cannot thank you enough for this
Well, thank you for the opportunity to talk to you, Bob.
wonderful interview.
Thank you.